last day of our visit to Southern California. Actually, it was the Central California coast. We decided we only had a part of one day left, and we decided to get outside of the Arroyo Grande area, Pismo Beach area, because there was a storm blowing in. It's the one that brought all the snow recently to the Sierra. There's a storm blowing in. It was getting kind of late in the day, and there's a lot of traffic and so forth, and we were tired. We just wanted kind of a break to get some a little bit more elbow room. We went up to this really interesting wildlife preserve called Willow Spring. Leaving Pismo Beach, if you head south and then east and get on California 166, you'll get to the border between San Luis Obispo County and Santa Barbara County. And 4.5 miles away from the trailhead where we went, there's a campground called Brookshire Springs. And the trailhead is right here along the highway next to the Cuyama riverbed. And it's on the border between San Luis Obispo and it's actually in Santa Barbara County. And that's Willow Spring Trailhead. And that's where we were. This is the Cuyama Valley up here to the east, and the Carrizo Plain is just north.
We're going to head up to the Willow Springs Trailhead.
This trailhead is operated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We decided to get a breath of fresh air and get away from the busy coast and head up into the Willow Spring Trailhead and get a nice hike in. Well, this looks really different for us. We've got these little grove of California live oaks, and it looks like it goes up the hill. Kind of nice to get some fresh air and some sunshine, a little bit more exercise today.
Look, Douglas, there's a bench underneath that tree.
Look at that. I wonder if it's a picnic bench or what that is. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Got some nice shade though. I see the cows have been enjoying it. Oh, it's a regular bench. Interesting. Look at all the shade. I bet the cows just love this tree.
Yes, they do.
It's kind of a rugged chaparral type of a area. There's some interesting plants with the spires coming out of the foliage. Comes Kelly. Nice place to park right along the road. I can show you in the distance where we're parked. Right along the highway, 166. It's basically like a small little cow trail, but it's in good shape. A lot of interesting flora around here. Those interesting plants. It kind of looks like some kind of like a century plant or something with the old dead bloom stalks in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So interesting. There's where we parked along the highway. Those are really interesting plants. I'm thinking those must be the spent bloom stalks on there.
I am assuming.
They're all dried out. There's quite a few of them on the hill.
Yeah.
And some of these oak trees are just like miniature size. I bet the wind sculpts them like that, keeps them small.
What do you think, Douglas? There's some serious spikes on there.
They are sharp as can be.
I bet
That's
they
serious
are.
stuff right there. Wow. Huh.
Look, there's a whole cluster, and if you look, you see a bunch of dead, probably old blooms.
Yeah, like this one here looks dead, even the plant. Huh. They're real sharp and pointy on the plant.
They look it.
Really enamored with these oaks because the way they grow is just the right height for shade for us and for livestock like cattle. It's just the right size. I see a lot of hoof prints in here. I'm sure they hang out under these to get some shade. And of course they've got acorns too. So a lot of animals depend on the acorns. Look at the bark on the trees. It's almost like cork. Really different than what we're used to seeing in the Sierra.
Look at these oak leaves. They're kind of stickery, almost like a holly leaf in a way.
Really different.
Yeah.
They're kind of thick too.
Yeah, they are.
Kelly had a real eagle eye today and she spotted that little ranch house in the distance from a long way away. I didn't even see it. But maybe some of these junky building parts that we've been seeing on the side of the hill, maybe they're something to do with that. Sometimes these ranch places have their own little private dumps over the years and things like that, so. Well, we were down the coast there with the beautiful beaches and everything, but there's a big storm that picked up, a lot of wind picked up, and we just decided it was just a little bit too windy. And we're not really city people, so we decided to get out of the hustle and bustle along the coast. Though it's beautiful, and we feel a little bit more at home up here. So we're really interested in seeing what we can find here. There's a very nice view. I think these kind of places are really kind of underrated. They have a rugged beauty and a lot of open expanses and nice views. Very nice. You can see the house in the distance. This must be their road. And the trail goes across their road and continues on up the hill. So we want to be real respectful of their road and continue on the trail. This is really interesting. We've noticed too that we're from a higher elevation and this is pretty low elevation here. So our lungs, actually our blood is a little bit different because it's from the mountains. So this is like nothing to us. We're just zipping up. We're not even tired at all.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. We'll have to check on the map, see what the elevation is, but we can tell it's pretty low.
Yeah.
I see that herd of cattle that we saw from the road. We'll have to be really careful and not spook them. They're right ahead of us. We're probably going to meet them on the trail. Beautiful view of the valley. Looks like there's a couple little properties in there.
A little bit of a house there.
Yeah. Really nice area. It's not too far away from the city, but it's out in the country. There's a hawk flying above them. Well, they see us. We just approach slowly. Don't startle them. They might let us pass without any incident. It looks like the trail goes just below them, so they should be all right. They shouldn't feel threatened. And we'll just go to the right and keep on going up the hill. Well, they're definitely checking us out. They're a little bit curious, but I don't see a bull in with them. I think we'll be all right. The trail is just on this side of the hill. Those cattle were just curious more than anything. It wasn't a problem. There's the cattle in the distance. They're hanging out in that oak grove. You can see the adjacent valley. Very nice hike. Oh yeah.
Oh, look, there's another house. That is a nice place out there. Got a nice barn, a nice home, real clean looking. Looks nice.
Yes. Nice little place. In the grass, you can see all kinds of little wildflowers. A little small white colored shooting star. There's a pink one. Well, the cows are still curious and they're keeping an eye on us. This is probably the most excitement they've seen all day, which is a good thing. Imagine at night there probably are some cougars that roam the territory, you know.
I'm sure there is.
This is prime habitat for mule deer and cougar. Coming along another ridge. Really pleasant trail. It's like a garden path. Looks like the UPS truck is down there making a delivery. Rural free delivery. Kelly and I were discussing about wildfires and how you have to take precautions when you live out in a fire-prone area by cutting a lot of the brush away from your home and your structures and that kind of stuff, and how sometimes it's required by the insurance that you have your own fire hose equipment and all that kind of stuff, and or at least a certain amount of distance around your house where there's no brush. But it's a risk you take when you live in these areas. Yeah. Look at the parasitic mistletoe on the tree. It's kind of like a bloodsucker, but it's a sapsucker.
Yep.
They sure love those oak trees. So quiet on this side of the hill. Oh, we made it up to the view of this third valley. Quite a treat for the eyes. And that direction a little farther up is New Cuyama on Highway 166. And the other side of that is the Carrizo Plain in the distance. We're still in the coastal area, though. We sure did enjoy our hike. What'd you think about our hike today?
This was a beautiful hike. It really was. It wasn't too hard. It was beautiful.
I like how the sun's peeking through the valley. It has its own beauty.
Ooh, look, there's another pretty flower.
I like that purple.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Pretty. Nice song, right?
Uh-huh.
I can hardly see the traffic coming by with their headlights on even. The dust's so thick in here.